Is your hair just like come back? Oh, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Just so you know, if you actually hit me in the face, you're grounded.
1.
What's up, everybody? I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
I can totally ground you.
You cannot ground me.
I will block you for a week of hanging out with anyone whose last name happens to be for life. Just saying.
Guess I'm grounded.
Guess you're grounded. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good night tonight.
Bye.
Look at that. Bren for Life is here. Do you have any comment on that?
No.
Okay. Well,
Hi.
I guess you're glad you didn't hit me.
I still didn't hit you.
This is a hot mess of a show we got going on already.
Jane the Untouched.
Why do you even say? Like, no one has any idea what the show is about yet, and you're just gonna say that like that? That's just weird. That's just weird and bizarre. This is a few of our favorite things episode because it is. But before we get to a few of our favorite things, let's talk about
so much smaller?
The news. What's up, Greg? Jen, Evie. I called you Jen. Evie, what's our big news this week?
We have news this week?
No, we don't have any news this week. There's no news.
I was gonna say.
There's no news. Judge Evie still isn't judging anything, so that's not really news. And I didn't run any games this weekend.
Really?
No, not one. I have one coming up on Saturday this week coming up.
Dang.
I have a 5th edition game coming up.
Ugh.
For like this game.
Why?
Why? Because I do. Because Talos is life.
Hashtag Talos for life, bro.
Hashtag Talos for life. That's all we got. You know? So, I don't know. Whatever. Judge Evie presides. Let's do this.
What's up? Yo. Yeah, We're not rapping yet.
You know what? When my hair is slicked back like this, my face looks so much fatter.
That's not true.
It does. My face has gotten so round in COVID. If you go back to the videos we did in early COVID days, I had a much thinner face.
Job.
You know that when we recording in April of COVID to now, you know how much different I weigh right now from then? I was like 35 pounds heavier than that point.
Who cares?
Now I had lost like 10 pounds when I was sick, but it was the only upside.
Yeah, I'm with Greg. You look.
You know what I don't like though? I will say I prefer having like some stubble because I feel like it defines my face better. And right now I just kind of look like fat Steven Seagal.
No, you don't.
With the hair slicked back, I do. I haven't cut my hair, by the way. This is just pulled back.
It's really
I just got out of the shower and I combed it back. The back is like I'm almost to a ponytail, but not.
Oh my god, you really are.
I'm really getting close.
Wait, I have a ponytail with me.
Let's just do the show.
Can I please put?
No one wants to see this.
Everyone wants to see this.
No one wants to see. I don't have enough hair in a
this.
ponytail. Just
Sure
do the
you do.
show. Just do the show.
You look like Casey Ryback.
That's who Steven Seagal. That's Steven Seagal.
Really?
Yes, that's Steven Seagal's character in Under Siege is Casey Ryback.
I didn't know that.
What do you say? What do you say, Casey? It looks like Casey Ryback. Yeah, that's Steven Seagal's character in Under Siege.
See, look, Brendan for Life wants a ponytail.
The reason we called him Uncle Casey was because he was a big Steven Seagal fan because he and I both went into Aikido together at Aikido in Pittsburgh. And Steven Seagal is an Aikido guy. Do the questions.
I have
4? Lots of questions.
1, 2.
Wow.
3.
I think it has on her tooth.
No, it's better than I have in my tooth.
You had like.
I had a huge
Evie started and she had like a full-on pickle in her tooth. Which
it wasn't a pickle, it was black.
It was sesame seeds from dinner.
How'd you get pickle from sesame seed?
Don't know. Questions.
This is from Brian. Aloha, Judge Evie and Judge James.
You can't just stop.
No, we have to stop. There is step walking. Walk steps.
If anyone's watching this in lieu of other shows, I'm sorry.
Deeply sorry.
Apparently there's tea coming.
Is it tea or coffee?
Whenever there's tea coming, the show has to grind to a screaming halt.
Green tea.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
As requested.
Thank you.
Chai tea.
Wow,
Chai.
chai tea and green tea.
Wow.
All right, ting ting. All right.
It smells like gingerbread cookies.
Oh, it's hot as heck.
Smell this. It smells like gingerbread cookies.
Why is there no tea bag in this?
It's done steeping.
It does. It's chai. All right.
what chai
Let's
is?
yeah. Chai is that,
The gingerbread.
and then Ridley's on the ground. He's just like
He
hanging
has
out.
time with his life.
He's just chilling over there. Hey Ridley.
Hey.
Hi. Want to come on the show? He doesn't. All right. All right. Let's do the questions. Let's actually do what the show is, because now we're just screwing off on camera.
What else do we do?
What's up, Scott?
Hey. Okay. Put it down. Do my questions. Do my questions. Stop distracting the viewers from my questioning. Aloha, Judge Evie and Judge James. Hope you and the family are doing well, staying safe and healthy. Questions for the...
What? Questions for what? Questions for what? What?
Don't want to read it.
Just say it.
No.
Just say it. No one's going to get it unless you say it.
Questions for the DM Guild tonight.
Hey, it's DM
Shush.
questions
Shush
tonight.
your
Sounds
mouth.
like Dungeons and Dragons
Shut
stuff
up.
going
Shut
on.
up. Shut up.
All right.
Question number 1. As you run 5e, do you modify or homebrew any of the rules? Specifically, do you run the perception and other skills checks as straight die rolls with ability modifiers, or as you do challenge players to explain what they are doing, what are they trying, etc. A little bit more old school rather than just ask to roll perception checks automatically every room.
I've only run one session of D&D 5th edition since picking the game back up in recent weeks.
And
So that's it. So I really can't speak to that too well. I don't think I would make players roll perception checks for every single room. The only thing I've homebrewed so far is that since I'm running Talus, I'm allowing a homebrewed ancestry in, the what's it called, the Latorian, which is a race that's out of the Talus core book. So they refer to them as species, out of the Talus rulebook, and there's no set build for that in the D&D Beyond, so I had to go and get a homebrew one. So that's the extent of my homebrewing. Hey, look, Brian's here. Look at that, Brian.
Oh my God!
So now read his questions appropriately.
I'm reading your questions. No, I'm gonna read them like I do. Anyway, question number 2 from Brian. What are your thoughts on using the cipher system for a fantasy/D&D type setting, Tolus or other campaign? I know you're running Tolus and 5e, but do not know if you read through the cipher system version at all. Cheers, Brian.
Okay, I have run a very fun and very successful Cypher Fantasy campaign in the past. I ran it set in the world of Arden, which is the fantasy setting from The Strange. I ran a campaign where the characters started as fantasy characters in Arden, and for about 10 to 12 sessions, I just had them going thinking that they were from Arden, and then I just dropped the bomb on them that they were video game characters from The Strange, or characters from the video game that's set in Arden, and they came to real life and everything, and I just like kind of, hit them with that. So, but for those 10, 12 sessions where it was just fantasy, it was a lot of fun. My favorite Cypher Fantasy setting is actually Gods of the Fall. If you've never checked out Gods of the Fall by Bruce Cordell, give it a look. It is one of the coolest fantasy settings ever made, and it's just one single book. And I've run it before and had a really good time doing it. I have flipped through the Talus Cypher book, but I have not run it through Cypher. But I think it would run great through Cypher. Spells get a little bit Ouija, but I know that Sean Reynolds, who was the 5e author, not author, but he was the 5e converter. He did the 5e conversion, whereas Bruce Cordell did the Cypher conversion for Talus from 3rd edition into Cypher in 5th. Sean has run a lot of Cypher Talus, and he has some cool hacks for using magic, or having characters learn more magic. Actually, if you go to my Talus review YouTube video, Sean is in there actively talking about it in the comments. So there you go. Good questions.
Swag.
Good questions. Next.
Next question is from Paul Codden.
Okay. What's up, Paul?
And it, hi James and Evie. Sniff. My MCC play is up to level 3 and the adventures are getting brutal. What would you do in a DCC MCC campaign when one player loses their last character? Paul Codden.
Run as your next adventure, run a funnel, and then let every player level up that character from the funnel to second or third level. So this is a major problem for us that we ran into quite a few times when I ran a long-term DCC campaign from 2016 to 2019, where we had to go and refresh characters quite a bit, and we always run a funnel, and then whoever won the funnel got to get bumped to the second, third level. By the time they were at 4th level and then 5th level, they were pretty powerful, and I found out at 4th and 5th level characters for DCC are pretty hard to kill.
Nice.
Also, good question.
That's all
Thank
the
you, Paul.
questions. But then,
Is there a rap?
just look.
A rap that's hard to read. This is Greg's rant rap, and it's really hard to pronounce stuff, it looks like, Evie. Let's go. Just pronounce it the best way you can.
This song will be denounceable with words so unpronounceable to flummox every lummox in its wake. A bowl of bisque unbreakable with no prisoners takeable. A bit of alliteration for Lord's sake. You may be indignant, a poem so malignant that takes a tripping tongue on such a dance. But $10 words aren't tricky with a lexicon or wiki that lets you look them up well in advance. To the dictionary I raid, please forgive this petty tirade. As a wordsmith, I enjoy the language game. I'm lawful, you're chaotic. Our friendship's not necrotic. In the future, I'll keep it simple, but not lame.
That is a great rap we got from Greg Schwartzkopf. Maybe the next rap that we get will be something you can pronounce. Evie. All right, Greg, that was awesome. As always, our version of it sucks, but your version is awesome. It did go pretty good. I didn't know that Evie could pronounce the word bisque.
I know how to pronounce bisque.
I was going to say bisque. I was expecting bisque. When I saw bisque, I'm like, she's going to say bisque.
I don't say bisque. You would say bisque.
All right, topic of the show tonight is a few of our favorite things. And the goal tonight was, there are things that we have, in weeks that we're not gaming or I'm not gaming, I do like to be out there mining material that I'm like taking in and for future gaming ideas. And while I have not gamed this week, I have played a lot of video games this week, 2 in particular. And then I've also we watched a movie last night that was pretty awesome. I don't know if Evie did. Did you watch a movie last night with us?
Mm-hmm. I have my opinions on that movie.
Okay, I did record a Globurn episode yesterday also. So, you did your opinions on the last night's movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about some of our favorite things from this week, and then how we could use them for mining for future RPG ideas. All right. So, do you want to start? Or me to start?
You can start.
All right, Jungle Cruise. We watched Jungle Cruise last night, and I loved it. And I fell asleep last night on it because I was really kind of sleepy. And it was nothing wrong with the movie, more of like I can't stay awake after 9 o'clock typically, unless if I'm on a couch, and I was. So I prefer to do things during the day. Like I get up every single day at 6 a.m., whether it's a weekend or not. So like this morning, alarm goes off at 6, and I'm up, and I've been working on Spanish a little bit, and then today I was playing a lot of video games this morning before anyone else gets up. And then I also finished watching Jungle Cruise, and I really liked it a lot. And I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I had a strong pulp feel, and it reminded me of my Savage Worlds days when I played a lot of Savage Worlds. Maybe a little bit of Isle of Dread in there also. The whole idea of being in like a tropical setting and having to deal with, you know, not just the monsters that were out there, but also the environs themselves. So, Judge Evie, before we go into like what we could pull from the Jungle Cruise, and I would recommend watching it. So you can watch it on Disney Plus. You do have to pay for the premium access. It's like $30, but you get unlimited viewing of it afterwards. You kind of definitely like own the movie, if you will, or I guess kind of. The whole thing is with it that like, you know, it's a first run movie, so that's why it's like a premium cost. So, and look at Greg says Jungle Plus Cruise equals Savage Worlds. I think there is a Savage Worlds. I own it. There's a Savage Worlds Rippers adventure that is like the Jungle Cruise. So, pretty sure Rippers Resurrected. Judge Evie, give us your take on Jungle Cruise.
It was boring.
Why was it boring?
I don't know. I just couldn't. I was trying
Hold
to
on.
pay attention.
Let me show you how Judge Evie watched it.
That's not true.
This is
This is
Judge
not
Evie's
fair.
phone. Probably talking to Bren for life.
That was not true.
And this is Judge Evie's laptop. So she the whole time, this is her
That's
one
not
eye
true.
was watching the movie, and the other eye was like down with her phone the whole time. Like
Okay,
this.
can I tell you what was
Like, I'm not.
actually
Oh,
boring?
it's boring.
Okay, first off, I was shopping. Thank you very much. And I was on Pinterest. But when I did try and pay attention, it was just like, I didn't like how it was all cut. Like, there's like, I don't know. It's just not my vibe in a movie. So
What's your vibe in the movie?
Get your snipping tool out of here.
That's it. That's
No! That's terrible! Stop it. No.
That's the cover. So what's your vibe for a movie then? Why was that not it? It was really cute. It was fun. It wasn't that serious. It had some like touching moments.
The only good part
it
was
has
The
the
Rock.
Rock.
That's the only good part.
The Rock was in the whole movie, so the
Yeah.
whole thing was good then.
No. Just the fact that The Rock was visible made it.
All right. So for me to pull role playing aspects from
Oh, you
it,
can pull so much role playing out of that.
I think a river is a phenomenal
Acid River.
Acid River. What is this? MCC. All right. I think a
Floor is
river
lava
is
in a row.
an
River.
awesome potential setting for any kind of hex crawl adventure you're going to run, because first off, it's a little limited into hex crawling possibly because you're always on a river. However, you know, you have your areas with rapids, with fast running water, with slow running water, some marshy stuff. So, what?
Acid River. It's like the floor is lava with a river. I don't know, I feel like that'd be cool.
You are a wonk.
What?
So there is an adventure, I just wanted to double check the name of it, called The Crypt in Cadaver Canyon, that is by Purple Sorcerer Games. And if you like the idea of running something Jungle Cruise-esque, but you want to keep it DCC, then I would suggest getting that adventure. It is essentially a river rafting adventure, and I ran it earlier this year with my Sunday DCC crowd. So I think that having run that before, I would have really liked to have that, to have watched the movie first. And there you go, Scott. It's Rippers Resurrected Expedition Amazon. So I own it. I have not run it, but it does look like a lot of fun. So Judge Evie, is there anything RPG based you would have pulled? I'm sorry, my eyes itchy. Out of Jungle Cruise?
Acid River.
Just Acid River. You have anything more than Acid River to toss to our viewers? You're just gonna scream out Acid River?
Acid River.
All right, Judge Evie, give us your something that you would recommend.
Like.
Something that you like, one of your favorite things you can pull RPG stuff from.
I don't know if you can.
Well, let's try. What is it?
Jane the Untouched.
Oh, this is the show with the title that we can't actually say.
Yeah, that came to our realization. Apparently, you can't say a word on Twitch.
So you're gonna call it the show Jane the Untouched. Is it on Netflix?
Yeah. I feel like this is worse.
That sounds so much worse than. You were gonna call it
is like a criminal.
Jane the V, but like that's bad too. All right, so on that Jane the Untouched show, since you can't say that V
There
word,
is criminal investigations in there with drugs and stuff.
why is that necessarily an RPG theme?
I don't know, but
Tell
it's
it, you.
the only show I'm watching
Oh
right
no,
now.
Greg, it's a thing. On Twitch, we can't say it. It can get us insta-banned, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to say like three words now on Twitch,
Yeah.
and they will yank your show. And for whatever reason, that's a word. So
I guess people use it too much. I don't know how.
yeah, I got the oh please thing here too. But when Evie was talking about that show, that TV show, Eli jumped in, so we can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Explain what RPG thing we can get from that show.
I feel like you could use the whole criminally. Like, because the whole thing is like investigations. Like, so it could be like an investigator's thing, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, that show. Mm-hmm. I'm switching. Okay, so like you could do like a
I think be somewhat careful because I think that as a GM, you never want to have a player get in the situation of being pregnant without consent in the game. Like if I know that there's some games that have discussed that as a potential goal, like what's it called? The Big Black Cube. Invisible Sun has it in there of like, you know, maybe having a child is like a long-term goal for a character, but it very much has to be a consensual, even like GM to player conversation. So I'm struggling on this one, Judge Evie.
yeah, same,
Especially
bro.
on Great. I hope you have another one we can talk about.
Yeah.
The next thing I'm going to talk about is the video game I've been playing all week. I've been playing 2 games this week. One is called Loop Hero, which is a rogue-lite sort of game where you have a character that's kind of walking in a circle, and every time you do a loop, it gets harder and harder to do the loop. So it's a really fun game. It's got pixel art. It seems very basic at first, but I've really enjoyed the heck out of that video game. And I think from that, you could, you could definitely, you could pull so much from it, from the types of monsters you face, the idea of in the game you have to as a player place the different obstacles you're going to go through. So I think maybe to tie that into our jungle cruise, because I'm going to start tying this stuff together. You know, let the players decide they're going through is the next area rapids, is the next area waterfall. Let them decide and ramp up or down their rewards based on what they say. That's how Loop Hero works. But more importantly, the other game I've been playing all week, and I played for a lot today, is Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is a tactical RPG on the Nintendo Switch, and it essentially feels a lot like Harry Potter or the Worst Witch TV like movie, the one that had Tim Curry in it, you know, where it's like an academy. I've only seen a few of the Harry Potters, so I'm not very up my Harry Potter thing. For me, when I first started playing it, it felt a lot more like Final Fantasy VIII, where you have you're a member of Seed and you're like a mercenary. It's a mercenary academy. That's what this is like, but cooler and none of that turfy bullshit that you would, can I say turfy bullshit on here getting banned?
I think so.
Cool. None of that that you'd find by the author of the Harry Potter stuff. So, but I really like Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's a phenomenal game, and you get really connected to your characters. You play as the professor, and you are trying to advance your students. And sort of, you know, maybe not direct inspiration, I saw that there is yes, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition setting book coming out called Strixhaven, which is coming out in November, which lets you play in a magic school. And I know we had a lot of fun playing East Texas University, which was, you know, playing as students. I think playing as students is a good time.
Playing as students is swag.
So there you go. So I think you can pull a lot from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Judge Evie, give us another thing to talk about. What other thing's a favorite thing of yours that we could turn to a game this week?
I'm trying to think of what I do. I had Can I touch back on a topic because I have a new idea?
Sure.
Okay, so Greg mentioned that it's like a
We're back to Jane the EVOO.
Yeah. So going back to like
The
the whole
blank
like
olive oil?
telenovela soap opera thing. What if you made a game that was like, you know how there's like every game has like the whole like the crazy like endings usually.
Some do, some don't.
You're like,
Depends what the players do.
what if there was just a game that was full of a bunch of like really dramatic things? Like, what if you had like an X crawl, right?
Okay, it's
And-
X-Crawl.
But each room was like ridiculously over dramatic.
I'm pretty sure each room in X-Crawl already is overly dramatic.
No, like way.
You're just describing
over-dramatic.
X-Crawl.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
just
no.
X-Crawl.
No. You see, you're not
More
understanding.
dramatic than X-Crawl?
But like, what if it was like dramatic and like the whole like what if each room was like a different soap opera setting?
Oh. What, you go into the Young and the Restless room, and then you go in the General Hospital room? I mean, I guess. I'm not writing that. You can write that.
I think this would be great.
Have you ever seen any other soap operas besides...
I think it's like in the style of one. It's a really good show, man.
Greg says you need an open-ended system like Fate. I don't know if I can do Fate.
What's Fate?
It's like another game system.
Oh. Yeah.
I think we've milked this topic for all we can.
I don't watch much right now or do much, like at all.
Moving
I
on.
make coffee.
All right. Well, Kickstarter shoutouts this week. The Devil Made Us Do It Kickstarter by Monty Cook Games is still running. That's their heist game. I will put the link in the thing below on YouTube. Signed Barbarian number 4 is still running. That is Jim Wampler and Mud Puppy Games' Kickstarter for that zine. That is a fun zine. My copies of 1, 2, and 3 came last week, and they're pretty rad. And then the Road Crew shoutouts. So Empire of the Cyclops Con is going to be November 5th through the 7th. So you got a little more time to prepare an event for that. And that's all. Judge Evie, where can folks find us?
Or Live for Crits on Twitter. Link for Crits on Instagram. And then there's the daily Living for Crits vlog.
Sweet. All right, so everyone be safe, be healthy, be kind. And my outro ASMR is just going to be that I ate uncooked tofu tonight and it wasn't bad. Just cut it off and ate it.
What's the tofu that I had uncooked too?
No, yours was baked.
Oh.
With sesame seeds.
Oh, I was really confused.
Okay, it was cooked. You couldn't tell?
Well, I can't.
You would know.
What's it taste like?
Tofu. Good night, everybody.
Good night.